Premarital sex is sexual activity practiced by people before they are married. Historically, premarital sex was considered a moral issue, which was taboo in many cultures and considered a sin by a number of religions. But since about the 1960s, it has become more widely accepted, especially in Western countries. A 2014 Pew study in global morality found that premarital sex was considered particularly unacceptable in predominantly Muslim nations, such as Malaysia, Indonesia, Jordan, Pakistan, and Egypt, each having over 90% disapproval, while people in Western European countries were the most accepting, with Spain, Germany, and France expressing less than 10% disapproval. Basis. Today, due to the advances in and its impact on the quality of life, addressing the health and its influencing factors has become more important. Also, providing health for the society is considered as one of the main issues in any country. Sexual behavior of adolescents and youth are categorized as one of the main health priorities of a society because of the high prevalence of human immunodeficiency virus, acquired immunodeficiency virus or HIV or AIDS, sexually transmitted infections or STIs, or unwanted pregnancy. Over the past few decades, a significant number of adolescents and youth in most Western countries have experienced premarital sexual relation. The studies of Northern Europe and North America have shown that 50% of the women have reported sexual contacts by age 17, and this percentage is increased to 70% by age 20. National surveys have revealed that premarital sex is less in Asia in comparison to the developed countries. Although sexual behavior in teenagers and youth is mostly due to the effects of sexual hormones, the roles of psychosocial factors such as media, friends and peer groups, drugs and alcohol, and family cannot be denied. Factors that drive adolescents to engage premarital sex. Number 1. Lack of guidance. In the face of pubertal changes, we remember that puberty result is hormonal surge of the adolescents. The surge may aware sexual awareness in the child as well as attraction to the member of opposite sex, consequently, and sexual urge or feeling. Number 2. Friends and influence, especially where they advocate the so-called free sex for all. This coupled with media influence may make premarital sex to look so normal that many adolescents become more convinced that it's the normal thing to indulge and to avoid being considered weird by everybody else. 3. Sensation or fun seeking that leads them to try out sex just for fun. And lastly, 4. Looking for love. This occurs more with adolescents who come from love-starved families. Effects of premarital sex. Teenage pregnancy. Premarital sex often leads to unplanned pregnancies, and it makes a woman or a girl pregnant because it has no protection at all. Sexually transmitted disease or STD. The spread of disease through sexual contacts is not a pretty picture. STD may appear through burning, itching, oozing, and pus-filled sore in genitals. Self-destructive behavior. When a Christian engages in premarital sex, they are consciously sinning against God. This can lead to a perpetual cycle of self-destruction, develop low esteem, low self-worth, and diminished expectations of yourself. And lastly, it can lead to addiction. As argued by biologists, sexual encounters leads to emotional bonds that are facilitated by the release of chemicals such as vasopressin, dopamine, and oxytocin. Reasons on why we have to avoid premarital sex. It breaks God's law and dishonors Him. It presents huge physical risk. It presents huge spiritual risk. It's awkward, guilt-ridden, unfulfilling, and not representative of God's original intent. It creates emotional, spiritual bond without commitment. It creates resentment and frustration. And it leaves you empty and find real love. And finally, me and my team wants to stop this unlawfully and bad doings. We would like to visit the whole barangay in Masan City to spread awareness and also guide them on their peaceful, harmonious, and successful futures.